Hi, Aries. It's Angela. We're here to do your August 2022 soul guidance reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is soul guidance. It's for your inner being. It's things that you can focus on and transform from within, starting from within. And hopefully those things translate into your external world as well. The oracle card I pulled to guide us in this topic is coming from this Wild Mystic deck. And the card I pulled for you is the Badger, which is reveal. This is talking about how, the badger burrows and digs deep and gets down to, the inner workings or the undercurrents of what's going on. And for you, this might be time for a deep dive for you, Aries, to just get in there and see what arises, go a little deeper. If there's a topic that you're struggling with or a connection, dig deeper to listen to what your role may be and to listen for ways that you might be able to transform that. Okay, let's get right to the Zen spread. And we have your starting point here. This is starting position, inner energy, external energy, the key to moving forward, and then moving to a higher level of awareness about whatever this truth that might be hidden within you that you want to bring up. Okay, so starting point is the burden. Yeah, so if there's something deep within you that you want to address that you haven't been, it could now be taking a toll on your mind, right? This is a mental energy, and knowing that you need to maybe address it. This could be just something simple in a relationship that you just don't want to bring up, right? But that it's important. Maybe you don't want to speak up because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings about a preference you have. Maybe there's a behavior that's repeated and you don't enjoy it and you have never really spoken that out loud. This is an opportunity for you to bring that up, to reveal it in a loving way, of course. And then this could also be just within you, an aspect of yourself that isn't working. Maybe you have a tendency to over-respond or overreact to conflict, or a tendency to just shut down in conflict or something like that, that you're not quite sure what that's rooted in. That there's a behavior that's going on, but you're not quite sure what it's rooted in. And now you have an opportunity to dig a little deeper and find a way to bring that up and transform it for yourself so that the behavior can be adjusted. But at this point, at some point, it could begin to be a mental burden. And we don't want that, because that's when we start to really create all kinds of other ailments for ourselves, right? So just acknowledging that it's time, because I don't want it to take me down too far, as far as my mental well-being goes. Internally, that acknowledgement that something needs to come up, something needs to be revealed, is supported by the completion card. And this is a sense of intuition that you have within you that knows it's time to close that phase out. It's time to bring up my truths and transform them so that I can move forward, right? I'm done holding it in. I'm done holding it from myself. And now, like the badger, I'm going to do a little digging and excavate some of that so that I can start to work with it. We don't have to do this work all at once. This could be just little, snippets of it so that we're not too overwhelmed. But it's important to, get to our truths. Okay. Now, in your external world, this sense of knowing it's time to move on from this is backed up by courage. It actually shows up in your life as growth. This doesn't mean bravado, assertive courage or defiance. This is more being willing to use the elements that are present, like the little seedling that was way down there in the boulders, use the water and use the sunlight and transformed itself, and grew from that. And you can do the same. If you do a little digging, a little burrowing, and gently acknowledge what your truths are. Maybe this is something that needs to be spoken to another, right? But just even in the smallest step forward can produce real true growth for yourself, for your spirit, for your connections, for yourself. Okay. And then the key to transforming this even further and elevating it to a higher level of awareness is in this card here. And I got creativity. So yeah, that's your ability to use your deepest sense of who you are, right? And express it out. You know, creativity is expression, it's self-expression. And if we're talking our chakras, it's coming from that lower second, belly chakra, where our emotions are housed and our connections to others, and the way we feel about the world and the way things are going on, and those feelings to be able to come out and be expressed is very important. Okay, so knowing that, time to move on. I've got to speak up. I've got to figure out where this stuff's rooted, whatever this block is for you. This could be, like I said, something very light or something very deep. And then if it's deep, you just want to sort of take it in little facets. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves, right? Unless you feel like you really want to, but we can also take it at a certain pace. So then we're ready to move forward. We're using our own self-expression to move forward. And then we have up here beautiful cards. So the landing point on your higher level of awareness as it pertains to your hidden truths is maturity. This is the wisdom you carry. This is what you've learned in your life to this point to get you to be able to accommodate some of this excavating, some of this digging that you're doing, and to handle it with power, with self-empowerment, and with a knowledge that all is well. Even if I'm digging this stuff up and it hurts and it's scary and it's bringing up these feelings, or I'm having to speak my truth to someone and it really scares me, all is well. And you're getting to that knowledge. The more you can practice living from your truth and bringing these things up and out so that they can transform their way out of your life or take shape in a new form in your current experience, that, maybe this is, I'm going to be real light here. Maybe there's a connection with someone else and they chew their food too loud. And you don't ever want to say it because you don't want to hurt their feelings, but it really drives you crazy. You can find, I know this is very, very frivolous, but I don't want to get, I don't want to get too deep because, I recognize that for everyone and whatever it is they're dealing with on their own level, you have your own pace to deal with it and your own way of bringing it up. And these guidances here are just one way. But yeah, say someone just chews their food too loud and you can't stand it, and you get up the courage to be able to say, I wish, I wish you would shut up. No, please, could you pay attention to, the chewing, and it's kind of distracting for me while I'm trying to eat or whatever. Like, there's a loving way always to present any of your frustrations or any of what your truths are to others. And with your wisdom and maturity on board, you learn how to do that much more easily. And then internally, we have the sense of letting go. We realize that some of this stuff, some of this burden that we've created for ourselves mentally can just wash away. Just like that drop that's floating on the lily pad and falling into the pond. We can let some of this stuff wash away because it's not serving us anymore. That letting go card is right above the completion card in the spread. So within us, and these are both internal vibrations, that we know some of this stuff is done and I can just let it pass, right? This could be old paradigms, old beliefs, old ways, that have been hidden for a long time, that you just don't really need to hang on to anymore. And then the outcome or the final card in your spread is change. So just by acknowledging some of these truths and bringing them up will bring about change in your world, in your experience. And we could say good change, bad change, whatever, but change is change, and change is constant. And if we're able to acknowledge that and be in this spinning wheel here, if we're able to just be more in the center of that and allow the change to always be around, and some of it I want to engage with, and some of it I'm just going to acknowledge and let it pass, right? It's your choice, but you won't be gripping to the outside of this wheel as much if you use these vibrations, the maturity and the letting go. Change comes and goes, and some of this I can just let go. Some of this stuff that I've unearthed, that I've revealed as the badger, I can just let it fall away, right? It's okay if they chew their food loud. I can let that be, right? I can deal with it. So that's it for now. Sorry, I got a little jokey there, but sometimes the humor helps. Okay, Aries, I hope this helped. I will see you in a couple weeks. We'll do a little update. And until then, enjoy the first part of your August.